Sorry guys, I'm letting you guys look right into the fucking giant white box of eye killer. Alright. Hey guys. Just gonna go over to YouTube and get the link for Monsters and Memories. Monsters and Memories. Click on here. Get the pop-out chat link, copy. You know what, there has to be a better way to do this. But I don't know a better way to do this, so just the dock for YouTube always sucks. Bit hard to hear me. That's because the music is a little loud. Sorry. Good evening, Mr. Textures. Evening. I actually wanted to. I want to get some textures done tonight, but I also want to. Where is it? Environment concepts. Environment sketches. I wanted to do a concept of the Night Harbor, the signposts. So that's what I will do. A little concept. Hey Star. Hey Northern Fabrication LLC. EQOA nostalgia. I messed with it for a bit. Seems fun. Just didn't vibe with it. One race limited classes. Might give it a stab again to play with Nathan at least. Oh, Embers Adrift. Hey, it's Overdose 562. Hi Goblin. Just got an update saying YouTube launched. Okay, good. Well, now YouTube is launched. It's all good to go. Alright. Well, we won't actually need this for a moment, so we can actually go full screen on this for the first time in a while. Yeah, here's a nice little illustration of something that I don't think we'll actually do. This was sort of the back of Night Harbor, the bends, and the amazing stuff that has happened there since it's unbelievable. I'm super happy with the way that they've put that together. EQOA nostalgia. Also here in YouTube. Sorry, you guys must have just heard like a bunch of mess. That was uncalled for. I'll try not to let it happen again. Let's grab that. And we'll do some sketching here for a bit. Thing is, a lot of you guys don't know, but well, not a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys do know, but I mostly do concept art, or mostly did concept art. So me doing textures, it's a little different. I usually just drew, you know, whatever sort of came to my mind. Not whatever. I usually had a task in mind or whatever. But I got to draw a lot of mobs and all the concept art, all the illustration stuff that you see on the website. I did, so I was like, maybe we can do a little bit of concept art again. And I've been thinking about how we want to do signposts. And you know, you're like, well, it's just a signpost. Yeah, but and something has stuck to me or stuck with me like this entire time, which is like this this ball here. There's something about it that I like the idea of. It kind of like symbolizes like, hey, like you look for this shape and that is a signpost, and then maybe something like that. Maybe I've seen this before too. That could be another thing. Could be something I've seen and I'm internalizing from another game. Feels like something very Final Fantasy-esque. Are you focused on something specific this evening? I don't want to sidetrack you if you are focused. I'd live here. I'd live there. Nice freehand. You'd live in the Bends? Oh man, that's risky stuff. Like our version of Midgar. Now the question is, there's a part of me that wants to do something like this. Do I want that? Well, we could. No. Because I do want like a lantern. I feel like a lantern here would be nice. And I also feel like I want if we do a lantern, we might as well break it up a little bit even further here. Something like this. And we can have flames kind of go off. And then we have our signs. And this is the important part. Is how do we want our signs to be? Something that WoW does a really good job of is these signs don't have anything on them. But when you mouse over them, they have a little like mouse over that goes to blank, to blank. I actually really like that design. But I don't know if we have that. So this would just be like might mark it. Right? Yeah, the rotting pizza. Yeah. Honestly, what I should do is be super lazy and just... But this idea for our lamppost, it's super important because it will let people essentially like see in 3D space where things need to go. And so what I'm thinking here is we might be able to a little bit of engineering where we do triangles like so. So that the light can fall on both sides. How would I describe the art style of this game? Hold on. I just thought some right now. If we have that thicker bottom, let's say we have this like in like a triangle shape, right? Where the bottom is thicker than the top. And it kind of goes like this. Which is it's kind of a weird shape. I don't know if people will be down with it, but it's functional as hell. Where we're gonna have like a pointing arrow, but it's gonna get like sort of thicker at the bottom. So it sort of look like that. But how would I describe the art style of this game? Charming. I think charming is one of the key elements that we want to really have. I also want it to be, I want it to feel iconic. Lamplight, like that maybe, Nicodemus? Let's see. Yeah, I think that could work. The only thing I'm worried about right now with our current way of doing it, well, this sort of fits. I think what you have there is pretty cool. I think we could do some fun, like, intricate textures, like, you know, in at the top, but I don't want it to be too much at the bottom. So it could reach down like that, have some intricate like textures at the top. Yeah. But this is the thing that I'm mostly like trying to figure out how I can draw correctly for everybody. Like, I might be able to honestly just model it out. But if I can draw it, even better, right? I mean, if I could model it, it would be even better. But I want to ideate on this. So we'd probably get like a shadow coming in here. It's sort of a difficult thing to model or to draw. But I think it's right. It's right to have it like essentially like this. Right, because this is essentially what it is. It's like us doing this. Where it's like it's an arrow in one direction. I'll have to try and explain that to Simon or Bilth, whoever ends up doing it, because I think it's a really good design, having the light hit both sides, because then if you come up, if you're a little guy and you're looking at it like this, you're like, huh? Where am I? You'll be able to see it lit up. And then same thing with this. You'll be able to see it lit up. So I think that's right. I just think that this might need to be a little bit thicker for that to actually work. This signpost, as much as I liked the thin bit, for this to sort of actually make work. Come on. That is true. You would not be able to have a light or another sign go exactly this way, right? You'd have to sort of offset them, eh? So like they'd be, if this is the circle and you have a sign that's heading this direction, right? And here's the sign. What you'd need to do is essentially this. So maybe it's not as good of an idea as I thought it would be. Still good. That's not like the accuracy or whatever, and the two places are never going to be in the exact same, you know, like that's a good point. Well, I guess if you get that error, you could do this, which isn't bad, right? So you have like a name here, and then name here, and then just the bottom side of that, the bottom one, so the back side of the bottom one won't read. So it's not too bad. Something to watch out for. Yeah, and ultimately you could probably put two signs in one. You know, this is a good design. I like it. It'll work. I think I do want. Let's merge this down. I think I do want a something or other here. And we could probably put same thing here. Okay, I like this. Let's move this over. And then what else was there that sort of needed to be done? Is that it? Am I ready to be distracted? Oh god, okay. Yeah, sure. Hit me and let's do it. Let me open the distraction. What is it? What is it, Nicodemus? Hit me. Is when he says, draw whatever you want. If you have anything you want to work on, I can come up with something if you need an idea. Been meaning to draw some mobs, like a mob. I don't know what I wanted to do for a mob, but I've been sort of wanting to do a mob sketch, illustration, creature idea. Today I mentioned Sean a tentacle mob to hint at something larger under the sands. Let's see, a tentacle mob. As in a sand tentacle? You mean like... Here's the sand, and players are like, how are we supposed to beat that guy? You mean like that? Oh, and you want to see what that could be underneath, maybe? I think World of Warcraft had a tentacle mob that popped up like this, and then as you walked away, it did an animation where it went back down into the ground, and then it popped up beside you again. I know that had that because I had a pet, a fire tentacle pet that did that exact same thing. Here's what I'll do. I'll do a I like this idea of a sand tentacle creature. I'm not sure I'm down with the what do you think? Do you think it's I think it's a good idea to have like what if it was just like a tentacle, like, or like a deep one, you know? It was like sand. Let's see, good idea. Sarlacc creature could be a gigantic shrimp head with the lobster claws or tentacle ball. I can tell you right now that if it's a giant sand creature that we're talking about attacking tentacles from the ground or whatever that doesn't behave like a normal mob, I'm not as keen on that because I don't think it would actually have a chance to get into the game. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to like ruin your fun, but if you're talking about something that could actually get into the game instead of, you know, just being fun, because there's a difference here, right? If you want to just have it for fun, then by all means I can do it. That's no problem. But if you're thinking about something that, oh, maybe that could actually go into game, I mean, I guess we could do stationary targets. Just wondering how it could work without, like, within this current system my only concern right now. A really long tentacle that comes up from the deep. The point I was trying to convey is at some point a group could raid the actual whole creature. The tentacles are just the precursor. Okay, let's do the whole creature then. Let's do a sand kraken. What do you think about that? Alright, okay. I like this shape for some reason. I've been really drawn to this shape. So I'm gonna sort of keep at it. Something about it is really getting me. No, that ain't it yet. Oh yeah, this is it already. I can tell. I can tell already that I'm digging this. Let's see. Sand kraken. Somebody who is deeply afraid of the ocean and giant sandworms also triggers that fear. I suppose large unknown monsters under the sand. Sorry it took me so long to sort of get into what you were saying, by the way. I'm very, like, I think I have my what's it called, my game dev hat on a little bit too much sometimes, where I start to think like how it might, like, I try and want to design like within our systems rather than like break our systems, or like, you know, something along those lines. So sorry about that. I wasn't really letting my creativity, you know, blossom, let's say. There's this fucking amazing creature. If any of you guys have played Final Fantasy IV. And it's like this sand, like, thing that has, like, pincers. I think I have to... And it captures the bard. And the bard is like... Or maybe it doesn't capture the bard, but the bard is like super uber afraid of it. And the bard's also a useless character anyway. Edward, I think his name is. There's a oh, is it Antlion? I think it is. Final Fantasy IV Antlion. Oh, this thing's fucking sick. First off, look at Amano's art for it. Isn't that just the coolest fucking thing? And then second off, here's Edward. And he's like, huh? And now I want to find the actual like 2D art for it. Here's like the remaster. Look at this. Look at that thing. Okay, you can't actually see it that well. Fucking sick. I had like these two giant pincers. And I'm like, I kind of want to get in on that action, that giant pincer action. You're totally right. It was Antlion. He had a way bigger mouth though, which makes me think I should give this thing a way bigger mouth. But I might be wrong. This is a weird ass fucking creature. I love it. I kind of want it to be even more like so we have this like tongue tentacle that will come out like this. And its jaw goes into the sand like this. It just has a bunch of like teeth that come out of the sand. And you're like, Jesus, how big is this guy's mouth? I'm just gonna draw a little bit of a background here. And he's like in a alcove or whatever where it's like kind of like this, where there's like a sort of like an entrance that, you know, so it's like it's all, and it's his own like private domain, you know. And he has his sand feeling tentacles that pop up like this. And these are the little mobs that people bite off. And underneath, it's like, you don't know how far this goes. It just goes, and he has his tentacles trickling everywhere. Is that what you mean? Let's get in that action. Should strike fear into the hearts of players. Yeah, I mean, even most real-life antlions have those decently big pincers. I remember a giant beehive in EQA with a queen. Would be neat to have a similar encounter with a crazy antish colony. That'd be pretty cool. Hello, how can I play on a test server? Download the client. First and foremost, if you already downloaded the client, download it again, because there's a new client. I will take any and all responsibility of any character deaths due to the creation of this critter. Goblin is blameless in this crime. Hey man, I want to take credit. What the fuck? You know what would be cool though? If the tentacle was just a spell effect. Right? And that was just this guy's range. And he sort of picked people at random to just, and then the tentacle just goes pop, like toosh, like a spike, and just spikes players. And they're like, ah, no. You know? Instead of them being actual mobs that you can attack. People using levitate so they don't go on the ground and disturb the sands. Yeah, but I like this being like a zone like this. It's just like, you like that. Yeah. No, I like this. This is a cool design. Yeah, moving on. Not quite yet. I'll finish up detailing him a little bit. Let's see what I can do about actually illustrating the open jaw portion. You guys don't know this, but actually getting eaten by this thing sends you to a different zone. That is, in some cases, desirable. There is something on the official site. Go to accounts. So monstersandmemories.com, go to accounts, download the latest client, make an account, of course. And also you can head over to the Discord to be updated if or when we have any test. We have a test coming up this December 9th, but I suggest downloading the client before that. Here's the link. And get set up on the Discord here if you are not already. Dude, EQOA on fucking point. With some of the links here. Thank you. Pretty cool. I like this creature already. When's the last time that you downloaded the recent patch? Because if you've downloaded in the last, if you haven't downloaded in the last like couple days, we have a new launcher, and you'll need the new launcher. We've made a lot of updates to that launcher so that hopefully it runs a little bit smoother, because we were having some issues getting people into the game before. So hopefully we have remedied that. And by the way, thank you for being interested in the game in general. I hope that when the test comes around, you have a lot of fun and enjoy seeing the characters and everybody running around, and hopefully it's a lot less laggy than the last test, which it should be. Should be less laggy. Also, tell your buddies and friends about the test as well. You know, it doesn't hurt. Get a little bit more people in. Alright, okay. I think this is a pretty good spot for this guy to sort of exist in. Sand Kraken. We need a player size for comparison. We got one right here. Here's an ogre. An ogre player size for you right there. We'll put him right there. Your friends don't care that much about the game? Is that what I'm hearing? Most people like, well, if it's classic WoW, if they have any interest in classic WoW, they might have interest in this. Current WoW is a little bit iffy for me. Retail, I mean. Okay, anyway. I think that's good to go. I like this guy. It's kind of a fun exploration. Thank you. If we ever see this in game, we know it's because of Nicodemus. Do we have a name for this guy? Just thinking of phonetically what would be really cool. So, Gorlock the Destroyer, Zanzigar the Devourer, Gargle the Unpure. Gobbles the Salty. Think. Thinking like I'm stuck on the SAR, but I know I can't go that way. What about something like Craig Lagosh? Craig Lagosh, the Sandseer. Two ways. It would be Crag, Krog Lagosh. Here, if you want to take a look at, our so here's their human. Check out our ogre. We have this new ogre with the new textures and everything. Let me turn this on so I can back up. Whoa. So here's our ogre, and if you want to see the... Yeah, his triceps aren't even built out yet. They need to be. But then here's our female ogre, and her... Don't get too caught up on her stance at the moment. Her shoulders all busted up because of the human female rig. Here's the... Take a look. So there's more than this face, but she's a unit. Are we using the halfling female authoring on her or the dwarf female? Halfling female authoring on her or the... What do you mean authoring? The waist thing? Not sure what you mean. So if we go over here to our halflings, this halfling has the waist here, and the original idea was to get the belt up here, but and that's not really as close to the... Oh yeah. So this is the halfling where we didn't actually get close to the concept on this, where we took the waist and we put it down where it's like it's down here. But then the female dwarf, we actually did do that. I did do that where the texture goes and stretches more, and it means that the belt can actually be up by the waist where it sort of should be. And we get the big bust for the dwarf because that's what the dwarf is. You know, big busted. And we could have made the chest, you know, shorter and or like pop up more or whatever so that she'd have like a chest or whatever, but I mean, here's the thing. I think the UVs on this need to sort of... Actually, these UVs aren't actually that bad. It's just that this halfling UV is meant for the halfling, and therefore it looks really weird on the female dwarf. Let me just randomize appearance here. There will be hair customization and face customization for both, for the ogre as well. Yeah, we want 2 faces per race. Whoa, hold on. Where am I? So you can see it's really not that bad in comparison. Let me just randomize again. Right. It's really not that bad. Hey, Baloo. We're just we're looking at some things, character customization things. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna try and do... I could either do export all the eyebrows tonight, or I could do that tomorrow morning, or I could do some really fun stuff I was sort of planning on doing, which was separate. Have I worked on the helmets at all? Not for female dwarfs. Or dwarfs. Here 1 second. If I go over to Goblin now, they should have helmets. Look at that. Look at that. I still think that the male they should have ear holes. They should have ear holes. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that decision. Their ears kind of like separate enough that I think it will work out pretty well. And then we also have it working for the females. Oh, and that's another thing that I think we'll have to do is if we can get this to the bottom of the hood to kind of come to the bottom of the neck instead of like just dipping down. I'd like that because right now it kind of dips. It's like it has this problem where it just dips down. Like it should kind of come down in here, right? Even if this gets squeezed, I kind of don't care the shape of it getting like sort of yeah, coming down here like that and then like that. And then Malviathan, the Endless Hunger. That could work too. Oh, okay. I need to not I need to not talk about this. I'm not particularly happy with this mask, the way that this mask looks on female goblins. Click. It should be nose armor, man, or something. Because this, I'm just not gonna wear this helmet. I think if I have to. I think that it should do something like this. Comes down, and it has to be, right now there's like a crink in it, so it goes no, so it looks kind of like a crow's nose or something. But it should be a straight line, follow the nose, and I think it should follow the nose back up and then come down. And that's just how we deal with full mask for female goblins. And then people can go, wow, that it looks really fucking goblin-y for female goblins. I think so. I would like the ears to show for helms. Like I like that this one goes under the nose. Like sometimes it just makes sense for it to go under the nose, right? But they got such a honker, so that when it goes over the nose, it should come out like that, and over, and then down. Yeah, especially the female gobs have way too much ear to. It's like, just makes sense, and it's fine. It's fine. There's like certain elements that are just like okay, and also I'm not happy with that. Our little My girlfriend is laughing, and I was like, "Yo, keep it down." And now she's laughing harder. I don't know if you can hear her chuckling. I don't like that. That's not good. She's a designer. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, okay, hold on. We need to get to fucking doing stuff, man. What did I do?
I'm not laughing at you.
I'm laughing with you.
I'm
okay.
listening to something else.
Alright.
You're not the main.
I am not the main character. Got it. No, I had a feeling you were laughing at your thing or whatever. It's funny. Blue says, "Hi, Miss Goblin." Oh man, if it means that the eyebrows are much closer to the, or we disable them or something like that, are much closer to the actual head, like then I'm on that side, because I don't want a little eyebrows peeking out. So there's stuff to there's stuff to do. It's fine. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna open up some gear concepts. It was this and this. All right. Let's open up. Let's open up this. We're gonna do human female. Yeah, that should come all the way down to like here, to the bottom of the neck. Anyway, we're gonna try and do this. And we'll see how that works. And so we'll start with the main shirt, I guess. Yeah, dual buckler shields. Okay, let's see. Let's find a piece of cloth that we can work on. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go equipment, and we're gonna go, don't need that, we're gonna go undershirt, and we're gonna find a piece of art. Alright, so let's start with this, I guess. It'll be robe 1 texture. unclick maybe this one. Robe 1. Robe 1. Find robe 1. And duplicate that. Actually, we don't need to duplicate that now that I think about it. All we need to do is start editing this. Show and explore. Open with. All right, and we're in business. Let's looking for artsy robe. So we'll just clear equipment, go here, artsy robe. Oh, we might even be able to do artsy tunic. No, artsy robe. And we'll use this as a base. We'll go like this. And we'll probably go the same way. Bottom, sort of like that. Or on the back, I mean. And then we'll probably get rid of things like here, things like here. Select inverse, erase. Save. Click. And we're already pretty close. Maybe this can go down like so and that. Oh, that is right. Let's do something like this. What the hell? How many times do I have to hit the erase button? There we go. Alright. And then do something like this. Save. Whoa. Center it. And then how far did we want to go on the arms? Probably like somewhere here. Maybe higher. Yep, that's good. And now we paint. See how we can easily paint that in? Pretty cool, right? Now, my question here is which side of this little tunic should I cut off? The top or the bottom? I'm thinking the bottom. Now, I'm gonna quickly hide the, or lock this layer. I'll have to check how this looks on the mail as well after. And so this is just the undershirt. That we're doing here. Can do something like this. Where we get the edges of these bottoms like touched up with a little bit of contrast. And then I want to select some of this area and just get rid of it. Maybe just trying to follow the concept a little bit. If it looks good on the concept, I have no reason to deviate until it doesn't look good on the model. Let's see how that looks. also we can get rid of this secondary line now that I realize the secondary line goes too far, or doesn't go far enough, I mean. There we go. Because we have a single little thing here that I might even do a little offset, to be honest. So like it might go like this. Actually, I'm gonna keep it to the concept. There's no reason not to. At this point, maybe there will be a reason later, but no reason right now. Okay, let's see how that looks. Alright, Digital 130, have a great night. Alright, let's get her. Lined up here so I can actually see what I'm working on. Not too completely happy with the way that this is. This is just like a ragged texture essentially that I need to grab, so I might just be a little bit more scratchy with it. That might be the way to go. So when we save that, what does that look like? Nice. I think there's a little bit of a UV issue on female skirt. Let's see. Female skirt. Female, or sorry, human female skirt has a UV issue at the moment. It's a bit wavy. Same with Goblin male skirt. Very squished. MMore Gaming says, "Dang, human females looking kind of spicy." Okay, well you're into this fucking tattered cloth look, huh? He's into those tattered cloth girls, you know. Okay, well, I don't judge. This game gets worked on 24/7. That's pretty close to true, actually. There's always someone working on something, feels like, because our team is across the fucking world. Jeez, do I swear a lot. I'm sorry. The team is across the world. I didn't need to swear. That's just how it is, though. The team is across the world. Already reported you to HR. Looking funny. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let's move this to human male, see how it looks. It ain't bad on human male. Back is, though. I haven't worked on the back at all. Feel like maybe this part is too high. Interesting. Let's go take a look at the human male, or just the human skin textures. Human male skin. And we'll find out where this ends. So if we put this here and then we do this. Oh, that's why. Okay, well, now I understand where this confusion is coming from. This right here. Should go like down here. And now we gotta figure out what happens here. Oh, that fucking sucks. So that should not exist. These really thin folds, not buying them. Alright, now that we have this all sorted out where the belt is actually sort of like at the right sort of place. Though, to be honest, this belt could even go lower. This little like bit. And I also kind of think that the belt shouldn't be as high contrast. So let's go back to the female and see how it looks. Doesn't look bad on the female. I think it look better where it was, but we have to think about where things land for all races. And the females have sort of like a high waist anyway, so it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm just going to highlight that just a little bit. So it's folds in a bit. That's good. Life's a little bit better. Yeah, legs for days. Yeah, making the first undershirt for for this concept, for the tattered cloth. And then after this, I was gonna see if I can just how much I could sort of get done if I just continued on the tattered cloth stuff, because we have a lot of plate, and we don't have that much cloth, and so I thought, well, might as well make a set. There's no place for it in the DB at the moment. I don't think, like, there's. But I'm just replacing like artsy whatever, and then I'll save it before I'm not going to push anything, but I'll save it on my own drive, and then when it's ready and someone has set up a thing, maybe I'll have to learn how to set up an item with like an extra texture that is specifically attached to it and everything. Then I will set it all up, because I finally got access to the DB. Well, I had access, but no one taught me how to actually do anything with it, so anyway, that's that story. So first undershirt. I think after this, I'll see what I can do about making a bunch of like actual undershirts first, and then we can just take those undershirts and edit them and do whatever we want to them and all that stuff. We have a discussion ahead of us, by the way. Yeah, but is it arted out first? If it is, then hell yeah. I can just replace that item. And does it have like a placeholder texture? Because that's what I'm worried about. Because if it doesn't have a placeholder texture, then I'd be replacing a other texture that other things use that aren't tattered. Oh, okay. Mage robes and hat when, or is that already a thing? A big pointy wizard hat with a big huge brim? Not a thing yet. Should be a thing. Not a thing yet, though. Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's a conversation ahead of us for what undershirts should do. Because here's the question: when we're talking about chess pieces, do those chess pieces also deal with this section? Or when we put on a chess piece, should that chess piece also deal for, it goes here, right? And then it also goes down into the bottom and include the back like elbow armor? Or should that elbow armor be something that we create specifically with the undershirt in mind? Because here's the thing. We can have like an undershirt like this that is just basic, whatever undershirt, and then we put like we, as in us, the artist, go, okay, this undershirt, we can use this sort of like base, and then we make this section right here that's like your shoulder or your elbow, right? Make your elbow here, I think it is, and like the bicep and tricep, or bicep and tricep and elbow, and like make custom stuff that goes on there. Or do we just do it on the torso piece, on the chest piece? That's the question. Because we need to choose one or the other. I think it should go on the shirt, because the shirt wasn't really originally the arms, and the shirt just happens to also need to go under things. So you can wear a shirt, and that shirt will have like bicep stuff by itself. Because that's the only difference, is if you take off your chest piece. Maybe it could go on the chest piece then. The disadvantage of it going on the chest piece is, oh, I guess you can always design for it, but then you don't get like, oh, actually, I was thinking like you get like vests, you know, but then you can just design for it. Maybe it should just go on the chest piece. I don't know if Zukin's here. I'm talking to Zukin. I don't know if Zukin's here anymore. Yo, kitty, chill out. You think chest takes priority? How much stats are we putting on undershirts? Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Was change. Remember this, I like this. Don't know. That was the other question and kind of why I think we should loop in content, folks. Yeah, because then it's like, well, I mean, it's also not that bad because we could do like chain undershirts or whatever as well, or like plaid undershirts could be like full on Gambazon, and that makes sense, you know. Because as a plate wearer, you don't need shirts to be 100% plate, do you? Because then we can load all that content, all the art, and it would share the same. Because then you have, yeah, that's another thing. You'd have like another layer of shirt to sort of deal with to lerp. And so if you had 3 different colors or whatever on the arms to lerp, or on the chest to lerp, that you have like silver, and then you have gold, and then you have like red, and you have silver, gold, and red for all of them, then that means that would also translate to the arms if you put the armor on the arms. So yeah, I'm actually now completely convinced that if we do armor for the chest, we should do the armor and the chest all the way down to the elbow. And shirts should be a little bit more, what do you call it? We can use shirts to really like define different materials, like for example, right now this shirt, I'm going to change this for a second. I'm going to save this, click. If I go over here and I add in the Worm's Bane eroded tunic, right? I think that the undershirt, we could do things like the undershirt here being the chain. Right, we could. Where we have the undershirt being chain, and then we could have a long sleeve version or whatever. It just means that we wouldn't get this, right, where we have a shirt under the chain. Or we could keep the chain on top with this. It also works. It works either which way, to be honest. It's just whatever we wanna do. Because we could have a chain undershirt too. Oh, there'd be chain overlap. I don't think chain overlap would look too bad. It'd be like we have different color of chain, like You know, if you cut it off at the shoulders and then you had like some chain like go further down, you'd get like cool sick layers of different colored chain or same colored chain or whatever. I have no problem with that. I think it would look fine. For people who like chain. You know what I mean? It would probably look cool too. Actually, we can check it out right now. Chain. Or sorry, hold on. Worm's Bane, eroded. Right, and then we can change this to. Do we know what? Forest Green Tunic. And then instead of Forest Green Tunic, we're gonna use like Dark Iron. Looks fucking sick to me. And then we could change this to like Bronze Metal. Dude, that looks fucking sick. Let's keep changing the color here. Do we have like a silver or iron? Oh, hold on. What is this one working with? Blurp G. Bronze Metal 02. Oh, I think this is just really dark. And here, let me put the Worm's Bane corroded belt on. I really like this. I don't see a problem with mixing and matching like that. I don't see a problem with that at all. And let's see it on the male. Yeah, the chain on the chest has its own layer right now. This chain is different from this chain. This chain is different from that chain. The chest chain color? Yeah. Bronze Metal 3. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, hold on. Let me reload. Oh god, what did I do? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Green Forest Tunic. Green Cloth. Let's change that to Bronze Metal 1. Let's go here. Worm's Brain. Eroded. And then oh, that's why it's using brown leather. Let's use bronze. Bronze? We're using 01. What the? Hold on. I don't. Maybe this is it. Maybe it's using this. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's the same. That's yeah. And then let's use the. I'd imagine that the person that is wearing all these cool things would also have a belt. And we can use this as, maybe we'll use like a dark iron or something. And while we're at it, let's give him pants. I think that looks fucking sick. Now let's see what it looks like with bronze medal 3.
Oh my god, that makeup and that dress.
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
And so if we just have these things, they can all just fucking interact with however they want, and honestly, people will find really cool we can't design for every combination, and I'm open to different combinations like this, because that means more variance, and it will be like, it looks fine, and in some cases kind of ideal, because it creates like a secondary, like, you know, like, oh, I have this chain that's over this chain. It's fucking sick, man. Not all people use the exact same chain, you know? Will there be additional geometry for certain armor parts that will only ever be flat textures? So, the way that we have designed this is that... Well, what the hell? You guys seen this? What the fuck? Okay, the way that we have designed this is that helmets, shoulders will have different silhouettes. Arms will not have a new silhouette. Race silhouette always conquers all. But, that being said, we do have a robe. And the robes can be, what's it called? Alpha'd. And as you can see, right here, that is very different from a full robe, because a robe can go all the way down here. If anybody knows the Inquisitor set, if anybody's using the Inquisitor set, I could show that. But the thing is with that is we can have like this set, and then we have this set with this, and it changes just entirely. And then if we open up here, let me load the let's not save. If I load up here, you can see the Enchanter has a different silhouette, the Druid has a different silhouette that comes down from the legs, the Necromancer has a different silhouette, the Wizard, you know. And then we'll able to do this. We're going to be able to do this with the armor for the Paladin, and we've already done some of this with the warrior, or sorry, with the fighter. Here's the Inquisitor, right? So we're able to play around with the bottoms of all these silhouettes a lot, which is really nice. And we are doing the same thing with capes and shawls. So we have another piece of geometry here. They'll go like down here. And so if I go on to the capes here, and I just choose one, we have this, and then, you know, we can change the silhouette, how wide it is, We don't have that much right now, but as you can see here, there's like other ones that are more like torn, and we can do thin. Yeah, there's this one as well. So we have a lot of options to work with, especially because the alpha stuff just helps a whole lot. Oh, some of those are just not great. Need work. But yeah, that's the idea. Yep, yeah, we could do a tabard. We could do a tabard for sure if we wanted to. That just goes down here. And we have that already in the concepts. And then, of course, we have shoulders on top of that. Right. Then head changes silhouette as well. There's not a piece that is on the Inquisitor, but you can load Jafar from Night Harbor to show an NPC. Okay. Let's see, NPC. Jeff. What's his name? Any race? I assume it is human. What music is playing in the background? That is the Chrono Trigger Secret of the Forest. I'm playing a remix. Select zone. Okay, here, NPC. Hello? Oh, here, 1 second. Jafar. So here's an example of. So it's not entirely like done. But as you can see, yeah, the chest armor goes all the way down into here. He's not nearly close to being done. This is kind of like the rough-in, right? Okay, anyway, that was a full distraction convo. Okay. Okay, now we're back to, let's get to player. Whoa. Yo, the Inquisitor looks fucking fine, you know? Okay. Back to undershirt. Artsy robe. I'm gonna finish this robe and then I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Or finish this, what the fuck? His tunic, I mean. Okay. Just gonna chill out on the whole thing. Anyway, sorry for all the specific dev talk, you know. There's problems to solve and all that. But now we're back to just simple. Simple rendering. It's a little sneak into how we're sort of like. It's like that conversation could have gone a lot longer, you know. Could have been like, I really don't like the way that the chain looks on that thing, and then it's like, okay, well now what do we do? we have like this, well, I think it looks good, well, I don't think it looks good, and now we have to sort of figure out like why it looks good, you know, what are the advantages of it looking good versus looking bad versus like having people be able to have bad combos versus not bad combos. And it's like okay, well, maybe we just, you know, decide to concede, and it's like, well, alright, well, then we'll just have lame shirts or whatever, cloth shirts, and we won't do chain, and it becomes like this whole thing of like every conversation has like a potential, in my opinion, to just get into like a whole, you know, because those are the conversations that you guys never hear. And I mean, it happens. There's a lot of those where we go back and forth on like fucking like balancing all these different things. On like, you know, because it's like it's always gonna land. The workflow is always gonna land on someone, right? And so it's like, does the R team do it? And who on the R team does it? And you know, what does that look like? Does a programmer take, you know, a little bit of a break from like server stuff to assist the art team? And does the art team even know what they want? And yeah, just fucking, it's a lot, man. I'm glad we take suggestions from you guys. Well, yeah, sometimes community has some really good input. I don't like to call it like a community based, you know, like, you know, we're not designed by committee, but we'll think about things and we'll go, you know what? I think I like that. So there's like a personality filter, you know, like where someone goes, yeah, I think I like that. And then, because there are some things that people have said in here that I just straight disagree with on every level. Like when I think it was Scared Turtle came in here yesterday on the YouTube and you know, made some comments about the races not being diverse enough or being too close. I mean, there's no way I agree with that. And it's just a difference of opinion. And so, and like, I think it might be Larion, I forget exactly what, someone with that name doesn't like the long arms of the races. And then there's, you know, some people that think that the dwarves are too hunched over or something, you know, like things like that. And there's like places where we just go, there's nothing we can do about that. My mind's already made up. Years from now, if the merchant scales are still in the use for passive talents, I'm going to look at back and be like, I suggest that. Awesome. Who reads through all the reports from the playtests? That would be Ollie. Northern Fabrication LLC says, stuff looks really good with what you've been doing. Thanks for letting us hang out while you work. Have a great night. That was probably a really long time ago. If you're seeing this on the VOD, thank you for hanging out. Will the game have transmog so we can customize your appearance with these layers? No, but you will be able to search for items that will make you look the way that you want to look. And we've sort of designed it where the gear that you end up getting is going to be really good. There is Fashion Quest stuff, you know, where people just care about that. About fashion or whatever, but yeah, I like the idea of transmog, but I think that the team has also decided, like pretty unanimously, that transmog does hurt the ability for people to look at what you have. And there's a downside to it. Like, the last thing that you want, and I understand this more than anybody, and I don't know if maybe it's just something I haven't contested with that needs to be contested with. I kind of don't think so, but like, for example, there was this I was playing Monster Hunter, right? And I got this huge fucking big red ass long sword, because I use the sword, or is it long sword, or is it it's just the sword, the big sword. I forget what's called. So I played that. I killed this fucking huge red dragon. It was a Rathion, something like that. And I was like, sick. And I get this red dragon scaled like weapon, and it's so fucking cool. And then I see the upgrade to it, and the upgrade is blue. I quit the game. Yeah, it's Rathalos. Yeah. Yeah, I quit the game after finding out that it was blue. Right there. I saw that it was, my upgrade was less cool than like the most iconic thing ever, which is like a big red fucking dragon sword, red armor. No, it was just, that was it. The single upgrade went from red to blue. That was it. This is World, mind you. Just quit. So trust me when I say I care about aesthetics in games. They literally make or break things for me completely. But here's the thing, you know, and the way to counteract it for me at least, is to put the thing that you want at the end. Put that sick thing at the... Because they know what they were doing. You know? Like, I'm sorry, blue is not as iconic as red when it comes to dragons. You've just messed up at that point. And so the way to counteract it is just to put the cool ass thing, that's the coolest thing at the end. That's it. And you have to follow both your intuition along that and hope that your intuition lines up with everybody else's, because once mine doesn't, well, that was the upgrade, EQOA, for Monster Hunter World. That was the upgrade. And there was one line, because that was the next monster that you had to do. If you wanted to go along that road. There might have been something past that line in like Monster Hunter, or in like a, like, I don't know, like Slayer Plus or something like that. Yeah, and John, that's something that I'm like, maybe we do dyes, like, or like, you know, something that allows us to sort of tint things at the very end. Or like a quest that allows you for like a way. Let me see if I can find that sword, because I'm positive that it was the end of the line. Monster Hunter World. So, what's it called? Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's the Great Sword. That's what it was called. Yeah, it was a great sword, not a long sword. It was this motherfucker. If I can find it. Give me a bigger screen shot of this, please. Please give me a bigger screenshot of this. Why is all the screenshots just like teeny tiny? Yeah, sorry, no, it wasn't a long sword. If that's what was confusing you, it was a great sword. Where is it? Okay, I'm looking through, I'm looking at them, but they're all super teeny, so I'll just drag it over here. You guys can see. It was this. It was this motherfucker right here. And it looks so cool. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then you get this one, it goes up to this one. and there's like no line. It just goes from this to this, and I'm like, fuck this game. I'm out. I'm out. Done. But that's how much aesthetic matters to me. If a walk cycle is off, I'm done. That's why I don't play. That's why I never play DQ. That's why Shadows of the Colossus still to this day is like one of the best games for me. It's aesthetically, it's that walk cycle, the way that they have physics for climbing beasts, like the aesthetic on that game is just so phenomenal. So anyway, sorry about that little rant. It's just I care about it. I care about the aesthetic of games, and so. And you're right, John. It is a lot of like subjectivity, and you know, but that's the thing. It's like that's like the where do you draw that line? I think, you know, maybe there should be some ways to tint your armor or whatever, so you guys aren't just completely subject to my hierarchy of color palette, you know? Yeah, tint it when you craft it. You tint it when you craft it, yeah. And then, or like, maybe to get a tint, you have to like specifically work for something, you know, to like make it like a journey to get the thing that you want. Don't just to turn it into the thing you want, you know? Make it a journey to turn it into the thing that you want. Because I know if there was a red greatsword at the end of that line, you know, if there was a blue one and then I went back to red, I would have kept playing. I think I might be wrong, but I think Rise has a transmog thing going on. Oh, and in Iceborne? Oh, yeah, I never bought Iceborne. Maybe that's what I should do if I want to pick up the game, is buy Iceborne and get transmog going. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go, actually. I like, here's the thing. You want people to earn it, right? My thing is, if you want people to earn it, I think recolors are sort of like a good way to give that. You know, if you can slightly tint, but also have to earn the ability to tint, you know? Like do some epic quests to be able to have like a certain tints or whatever. Because then you're like, then the tint actually comes with renown. You go, oh my god, they got the blue tint. They must have worked forever for that. And they have the blue tint on this thing. You're like, that shouldn't happen. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. It's like it's sort of the same logic that we have for classes, right? Like, we don't have certain classes that fit right off the bat, but eventually there will be quest lines for us to allow that, right? Where we go, yeah, you can earn the ability to be an ogre wizard. It's just going to be really fucking hard. Same sort of thing. Fabric colors don't show off a previous item I earned. Maybe has a better look. I know that. I know. But that's like the that's it though, right? That's the crux of it. It kind of that went through my head, and then I sort of like ignored it, I think, a little bit, because I was like, it's okay. That's enough of a. You can't have everything, you know. Can't have everything. And if you like a sword and you're never gonna use it again, let's your last or your next give it to your tune. Give it to your alt, I mean. No drop? Mm-hmm. Hey, how much no drop stuff are we actually gonna have? At first, do you know that? Oh, hold on 1 second. Did someone at me? Oh no, okay. It was Fable 2 did a really cool thing with battle scars, which was like you never died. I mean, this is kind of lame. You never died, but your character would be permanently scarred. Some people didn't care, but other people were like, no, I will never die and I will be unscarred, you know? And then eventually, like, it got harder or whatever, where like if you got hit, you'd get scarred. So some people tried to go like the whole game without getting hit. I mean, that's a hero game or whatever, right? But or a single player hero game sort of thing. But pretty cool. Well, here's another thing. Transmog. Okay? We've been talking about transmog for a while now, but here's the question. What if it was really... You could transmog anything, but what it was just really hard to. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're sort of going down that road anyway. It's like, you can eventually work your way up to this thing, but it's really hard. Because then you have the possibility of doing something and working up to it, and then the renown for being able to do it. You know? I don't know. That sort of makes sense to me. Yeah, just make it really, really difficult to actually transmog. And also, for the people that really do want to like just see what people are wearing, if it matters that much to them, here's the compromise. Give them a spell to see through transmog. Boom. It's not item upgrades because transmog is it doesn't affect gear stats. And you'd be seeing down and up. No, you can't do that. Not a client option, because once you make it a client option, then it's like, make it like, put it in game, you know? So put it in game as something really fun. Like, if it bothers you that much, go on a quest or buy these things from the bank so you can see transmog, and you see how, oh yeah, put that into the market, see how many people actually care about it. But of course, this is all within the context of it being really hard to transmog anything. I know I would spend a lot of time if I had a really cool item that I liked the look of and I didn't want to leave it behind. I would spend the time to make sure that I could get that thing. And you could also limit it, 1 transmog per item, you know, like put things on it that make it like kind of cool and less of like a because you still, and I know this is, it seems like I'm just like going like, hey, what about, you know, well, it is me going, but please let me have like a look that I want, because looks are subjective and everything. But I feel like it would add like another whole depth to Fashion Quest, you know? That would be a gold sink. Holy shit. Now that I think about it. Transmog's already a gold sink. Holy shit. I've spent so much on Transmog in WoW. Braxis, it works both ways, where you work hard to make a piece of gear, and then eventually, especially if you're talking about like end gear or whatever, end gear eventually only ends up as like the things that high levels are wearing. Right, and like all the other stuff sort of just gets abandoned. So it's like, even if you had a really badass piece of gear, as soon as the new piece of content comes out that has a better piece of gear, that other piece of gear that you really liked is now not something that you wear, because it gets outclassed by stats, and they're just incompatible, right? You can't, for some people, you can't wear the nice blue hat if you want to be the best. You can't wear the pink hat if you want to be the best. But I'm sort of thinking that maybe you could be the best, and that earns you the right to wear whatever the fuck you want if you're like really truly the best. I also think it should probably be like gear specific. You know, you can only transmog like plate to plate. Alright, okay. I think I've worked enough on this. But let's take a look at what the fuck? There we go. Alright, let's change the color of this, because this yellow cloth is throwing me off. There we go. It's pretty good. Now let's take a look at what it looks like on the male. Alright, here needs a little work. Alright, okay. And then let's take a look at what it looks like on other races. And then female. Looks pretty good. I think we could. Honestly, do something like that. Uneven it out a bit. This is great. This looks great. I'm happy with this. The arms need work. The arms need to do a little bit. I'm gonna quickly be right back, then I'm gonna read some what YouTube comments. You could always do a legendary tier difficulty quest line to unlock transmog. That way, if people are using it, you know they earned it, and they have each part of that transmog marked with an icon, so people inspecting someone's gear, they see it. Or we someone have something to remove transmog, so you can see what gear people have on. Though that is only really matters in PvP games for trying to identify what you're up against. That's kind of true. Hey QA, your head out. All right, I'm gonna finish up this. I think real quick here. In Age of Conan, there was a quest for a classed weapon that required a raid. Crafter would have to craft that item while the raid held off the boss. Not saying transmog should be on that level, but there are options to make that it a status symbol in itself. I agree. I agree with that. Alright, let's see. So if this is the tattered cloth, what does it look like on the female halfling? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. That is a problem. The chest here is where the pecs should line up, and the pecs here line up pretty not where they should. In fact, these line up right in the middle of the breast. So if we go over to human female, see how this sort of lines up here with the chest? And then same thing here. It lines up with the bottom where it should. Right? And then let's go to the dwarf female. Dwarf, it doesn't matter. Dwarf. Same thing. So an option, I suppose, is what if we just did this? What if we just took that out? Made it less intense. And I save that, and I save it, and I go here. That's better. And does it really affect? So that's fine, because now it becomes folds. But now if I go into human female, how does it look? Looks fine on the human, actually. And what does it look like on the human female? Looks fine. We'll just do that. Oh, that really looks good on the ogre. That really looks good on the ogre. And it looks good on the ogre female too. Alright, so maybe I'll finish this up later. Because I know I want to adjust here. And then I want to line up some of the, do a couple more like really specific like tattered parts that I want to like layer out into their own thing, like here. And I want to touch up this so it looks really good, because right now these edges, they look fine, but they don't look great. An Empire waistband design. They can, I think, Empire waistband. Oh yeah, they can. They can. They'll go here, but it'll just mean that it will be different on female dwarves and halfling dwarves. Huh. That's what you get. Yeah, this looks good. Looks good. It's not completely done. Not completely happy with it. Why did I choose elemental? Oh my god, it looks really good on the gnome. Alright. I'll let you guys go. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. Go to monstersandmemories.com. I might see you later in the morning. Who knows? Thanks for joining. Go get your launcher up to date if you haven't already. There's a new launcher that you need to download if you were to participate in a stress test. Alright. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.